Why has Vietnam shifted gears to collaborate with China on railways? Have you ever wondered why Vietnam, a nation known for balancing relationships with major global powers, is now actively collaborating with China on its railway projects, especially after years of hesitation and close ties with the United States? This sudden shift has left many questioning the motives and the deeper implications of this decision. Let's unravel the story behind Vietnam's high-speed railway dreams and why China has become an unavoidable partner in this journey. The dream of a north-south high-speed railway. Vietnam's aspirations for a modern railway system date back nearly 2 decades. In 2005, the Vietnamese government unveiled its ambitious plan to construct a north-south high-speed railway connecting Hanoi, the country's capital, to Ho Chi Minh City, its largest economic hub. Spanning 1,559 kilometers, this railway was envisioned as a transformative project, promising economic growth and better connectivity. By 2014, Vietnam hoped to begin construction and complete the railway by 2035. Japan emerged as the first potential partner, with both nations entering negotiations and signing a memorandum of understanding. However, challenges soon emerged. Vietnam's complex terrain required extensive geological surveys and tunnel construction, driving up costs. Japanese engineers estimated the project's price tag at an eye-watering $56 billion, nearly half of Vietnam's annual GDP at the time. Faced with such staggering costs, Vietnam had little choice but to shelve its high-speed railway plans. Even when Japan revisited the project in 2015, the estimated cost had surged by $10 billion. Vietnam simply couldn't afford it. Compounding the issue, Japan's rigid funding terms meant Vietnam would need to shoulder the financial burden alone, with no joint investment option. The project seemed like a pipe dream, destined to remain on the drawing board. A growing influence, China's rise in high-speed rail. While Vietnam's railway ambitions stalled, China's reputation in global high-speed rail development soared. By the 2010s, China had established itself as a leader in high-speed railway technology, exporting its expertise to nations across Asia, Africa, and beyond. Vietnam began to consider China as a potential partner, but the situation was complicated. The United States, seeing Vietnam's strategic importance in the Indo-Pacific region, sought to strengthen ties through economic cooperation and trade. This led to significant internal debates within Vietnam's government. Some officials saw China as a geopolitical threat, advocating against reliance on their northern neighbor. As a result, Vietnam's railway plans remained in limbo, caught between internal opposition, U.S. pressure, and financial limitation. A turning point, Vietnam's new leadership. Everything changed in 2024. Vietnam's new president, shortly after taking office, made a landmark visit to China in August. This marked a dramatic shift in Vietnam's approach to railway development and its relationship with Beijing. During the visit, the two nations signed 10 cooperation agreements, including a comprehensive plan for railway development. The centerpiece of this agreement was China's commitment to help Vietnam construct 3 new railways connecting Hanoi to the Sino-Vietnamese border. 1. Lao Cai Hanoi Haiphong Railway. This line would connect Yunnan, China, to Vietnam's northern industrial hubs using a 1,435mm standard gauge. 2. Mong Cai Haiphong Coastal Railway. Extending along Vietnam's coastline, this railway would link Guangxi, China, with key Vietnamese ports. 3. Lang Son Hanoi Railway. Starting from the border town of Lang Son, this line would connect with Nanning, Guangxi, creating a seamless network. These projects signaled Vietnam's willingness to embrace China's railway expertise, even as it maintained delicate ties with Western nations. Balancing act: Vietnam's diplomatic strategy. Vietnam's new strategy became evident after the August agreements. Following his trip to China, the president immediately visited the United States and Europe, emphasizing Vietnam's bamboo diplomacy, a flexible approach to balancing relationships with global powers. In the U.S., the president met with President Biden and top business leaders, even exploring the possibility of attracting Boeing to set up operations in Vietnam. Meanwhile, in Europe, Vietnam signed agreements with France, including collaborations on railways and shipping. This diplomatic balancing act showcased Vietnam's desire to maximize benefits from both China and the West. However, the October visit by China's leader to Vietnam reinforced the growing significance of Sino-Vietnamese cooperation. With 26 new agreements signed, including the railway docking project, the foundation for Vietnam-China railway collaboration was firmly established. Why Vietnam had to turn to China? The question remains: why did Vietnam choose China over other potential partners for its railway projects? The answer lies in regional dynamics and economic realities. China's Pan-Asian railway network has reshaped connectivity across Southeast Asia, creating a sense of urgency for neighboring countries like Vietnam to join. Laos, for instance, has reaped immense benefits from the China-Laos Railway, which connects Vientiane to Kunming in Yunnan. Since its opening in 2021, the railway has transported over 33 million tons of goods and 29 million passengers, demonstrating its transformative potential. Thailand is also racing to complete its portion of the China-Thailand Railway, which will eventually connect to Malaysia and Singapore, creating a seamless transportation corridor across the region. Meanwhile, Cambodia has initiated discussions with China to build a China-Laos-Cambodia railway, bypassing Vietnam entirely. Faced with the risk of being left out of this regional integration, Vietnam had little choice but to fast-track its railway connections with China. Without these links, Vietnam risked economic marginalization as its neighbors moved ahead. The financial hurdles. Despite the progress, Vietnam's railway ambitions remain constrained by financial limitations. High-speed rail is an expensive endeavor, and Vietnam's current budget cannot support such large-scale projects. For instance, the estimated cost of the North-South high-speed railway now stands at $67.3 billion, nearly equal to Vietnam's annual fiscal revenue. Vietnam initially hoped China would finance 80% of the project through low-interest loans and equity investment. However, China rejected this proposal, citing the low profitability of high-speed rail projects. As a compromise, Vietnam has focused on developing standard railways first, laying the groundwork for future high-speed networks. The economic potential. The benefits of Sino-Vietnamese railway collaboration are already becoming apparent. In the first 9 months of 2024, bilateral trade between China and Vietnam reached $190.3 billion, a year-on-year increase of 17.6%. Goods transported by the China-Vietnam train have exceeded 10,000 TEUs, demonstrating the efficiency of existing rail links. Once the 3 new railways are operational, Vietnam's economic landscape could undergo a transformation. Chinese goods could be transported directly to Vietnamese ports, boosting trade and reducing logistical costs. For Vietnam, this connectivity could attract foreign investment, stimulate exports, and lay the foundation for future high-speed rail projects. The road ahead. Vietnam's decision to collaborate with China on railways reflects a pragmatic approach to its development challenges. While concerns about over-reliance on China persist, the benefits of integration into the Pan-Asian railway network are hard to ignore. As Vietnam navigates its relationships with China, the US, and other global powers, its strategy will likely continue to emphasize balance and flexibility. Whether this approach will enable Vietnam to achieve its high-speed railway dreams remains to be seen. Thanks for watching, and until next time.